Welcome back to Dualbrickcity, everyone, and I have good news. We now have the final layout of the city for now, and with the last city update change that I did here, we have more space on the left corner here, and the space to integrate the train line, as you can see coming out of the mountain, the yellow city train. And with the changes, I was able to free up 8 base plates so far. So we have space for some future projects like Chinatown and Ninjago Gardens. So don't forget to subscribe and like to this video if you want to see future content. Let me show you what I did. So hidden behind this line of buildings, we got a little Tatooine and the ocean with the beach. I moved it all in the back corner since most of my building here is pretty much done and there was not much to do. So I thought like I'm gonna switch it over, put it in my back corner, which is hard to reach usually. So I'm 6'2" and I can barely reach the cantina back here. So building in the future there, where I had a lot of open space, it was hard for me to integrate something in the future. So I thought switch this over, and it's also in a way better integrated into the city, even though it's segregated. But by placing the police station here next to the hotel and my modular grocery store mock, we have an opening between the bank here and the grocery store. So the citizens of Dualbrickcity can just go from the main downtown area here by the square straight to the little Tatooine, and they can also access the beach now easier from the hotel. So they can just go through here. The beach can be easy accessible. Rather than being all the way over here, you have several streets and go far out. And then I decided I rearrange the place here where little Tatooine used to be, in the left corner. And I'm gonna make a little New York. So since we already have the Daily Bugle and the Sanctum Sanctorum here, there's the marbles, I thought of maybe putting Ninjago Gardens back there in the corner and build a little Chinatown here, right next to the mountain and the train line. As you see, I already started building the train line here. I used the set from Lego and I modified it. So I built a front wall there, put some of tiling all over the place, integrating all the small details here, like the street lamps, the train signals, all that. But with the changes came one downside. I had to put the botanic garden in the corner back there for now, until we maybe can switch things around, or I modify it and get a second one and double it up. And then we can maybe integrate it into the city as a big building, like maybe up front here, and make this like a park area. So how do you like those changes so far? Let me know in the comments if you would change anything or if you like this layout as well. Since we got the big square that I love, so we can see all the buildings from all directions. We got the clone base segregated a little bit by the river, and then the Mandalorian park here, where we got Darth Maul and the A-frame building, and the medieval blacksmith, which is now our Mandalorian blacksmith, where I combined those two sets of the Mandalorian blacksmith and medieval blacksmith, and then integrated some of the Ewoks and some more nature in here. So we got this beautiful green strip here in the middle, separating those two worlds and the conflict, so the citizens don't see the conflict every day between the Cold War here. For those who don't remember, we have going on the Republic versus the Mandalorians on Earth. But I think this is the final and the best layout so far. I can get to see everything from where I'm standing, all the way around, and all the way back here. So as you see, I just used all the places that I had. I didn't have to change too much since all of my plates are separatable. so they are not linked together. So I just push them next to each other. And I made the water in the L shape and placed a light tower there for the Urukais from Lord of the Rings, so that they are isolated and have their own little world going on. And then the little Tatooine is beautiful this way. I get to see all the buildings from a distance, and you can see it a lot easier than me with the camera from going in here. Plus this way a lot of people have let me know that you want to see more of the marks like my grocery store, and that's also a better idea to place a grocery store inside the middle of downtown where all the people live and go on with their daily life. And then one more thing that convinced me to get the train station and the whole train line started, other than like always wanting to have a train back into the city like how I used to have a year and a half ago, was with that train station set came finally a beautiful city bus, so that all the bus stations that we have throughout the city, like this one here in front of the Sanctum Sanctorum, has a bus that can go from each stop everywhere, so we don't have just the bus lines. So the next step is, what are we gonna do with the subway stations? We have a couple right now throughout the city, and my plan is on going underneath someday, placing a subway station underneath the city that is accessible potentially through the subway station here by the Mandalorian embassy, which will always stay in the focus in my city. So with that being together as one plate, the subway station will also always be up front, since I love having the Lego store, the Mandalorian and the Bad Batch with the diner always up front. It makes just such a beautiful display, and it's not just Lego buildings, so it's also my own marks integrated to the city and make it different. With the new train line that I have going through the city, due to the space and the shape of the city in that 4 base plate deep L shape, I can only do the train line going straight through. So for now it will not be a moving train, so I will just have it in this position coming out of the train, out of the wall, in the tunnel. So, but we can also still put something on top of that mountain, so it's not just those 4 base plates going and be dedicated for the train. So maybe we can add some small buildings on the further side. Or maybe once we have more modular buildings or mocks, we can place back here and make like a square up front. So all these options are open. Let me know if you have any good ideas of what I should be doing. So I hope you like this new layout. So far this is my favorite, and I hope you all have a great day.